Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this really simple little, I don't even know what to call it, like a trivet platter doohickey thing for my teapot and my little teacups here. Hold on and I will show you how to make it. Alrighty, let us get started. Someone had commented on my last video asking about my nails. Would I show my nails, please? And I'm sorry, whenever I change them, I mean to do that. And I'm sorry that I didn't. But yeah, these are just navy and they have the gold polka dots. And then I have like the gold accent finger and I've got glue underneath this one. I need to change them. But anyway, I think this came from Walgreens or CVS, one of those stores. But anyway, what we need is a burner cover set. These came from the Dollar Tree. Now, these little wooden knob pieces here, this came from Joann's. And I know the bag is kind of foggy, so I'm going to open it up so that you can see what they look like. But anyway, the size here is 1.5 inches. And there are 8 in a pack. And they look like this. They look like big round wooden beads or something, but one edge is flat. So that's going to make it a lot easier to work with. Like I said, that came from Joann's. I'm sure you could probably find that at Michael's, whatever craft store near you happens to be open during this time. You're going to need a piece of sandpaper or a sanding block. If you don't have either one of those, you can use like an emery board. For our paint, I'm using this Hammered Effect paint from Rust-Oleum. Y'all have probably seen me use the, I think it was like a bronzy color that I used in a previous video, and I really like this paint. Now, this is going to be a little stand. Of course, you already saw that at the beginning of the video, but this is a little stand for my favorite teapot, and that teapot has silver accents on it, which is why I'm going to use the silver paint. But I don't want this to be anything fancy because I think it would detract from the looks of my teapot, okay? Because my teapot is kind of fancy schmancy. So we're going to be using the bigger one out of the set, okay? Now, before we paint it, you're going to want to scuff it up a little bit with this sanding block. As my grandma used to say, it's slickery. So you just want to buff it just a little bit. You don't want to really make the scratches too deep. Ooh, I'm shaking the camera. You don't want to make the scratches too deep because then you're going to have to put on a thicker layer of paint to cover them up. This paint over here is really awesome. It has a really cool effect, but it's not incredibly thick, okay? So I am just going to sand the outside here, like so. Just go around like that. And I'm really not putting a lot of pressure on this. You don't really have to worry about the bottom because nobody's going to see it. You don't really have to worry about the inside here because what I'm going to do when I'm done with this is take a piece, not this piece obviously, but I have a roll and I left it in the other room. But anyway, this is shelf liner, okay? And I have the light color shelf liner that I'm going to cut out a circle. As big a circle if I can get it that big. I think I can. I believe the roll is that wide. I'm just going to cut out a circle and to lay it down in the bottom here so that my teapot and my little teacups don't slide around. But I am going to paint that silver. All right, so I think I've got that pretty well covered. And this is kind of flimsy, okay? And the teapot, once it is full, it's going to be a little heavy. So what we're going to do here is, oh, I need something to wipe this off with. Don't tell anybody, I just used my shirt. We're going to start gluing these on. Now, the way that I'm going to glue these on is I'm going to tack them down with a little bit of hot glue. And I'm also going to put a little bit of E6000 on them. A few dots around here. The hot glue is going to hold them in place while the E6000 sets up, okay? Now, like I said, because this is a little flimsy, I'm going to put these around the edge wherever I want them, and then I'm going to put one in the very center, okay? That's going to stop it from dipping down and possibly spilling. So let's get our E6000. Now, somebody in my group the other day, my Facebook group, had said that she had a problem with her tube of E6000 splitting. You see like these little dents right there? I myself have never had that problem with the smaller tubes. I did have that problem with the larger tubes because, you know, you use it over and over and there's not that much glue in this one, but there's a lot in the big ones. If you take some duct tape, put a layer or two of duct tape around it before you start using it, it'll help. It'll help so that when the glue, when this inevitably busts and starts oozing everywhere, then the glue won't get all over everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put, do you see that? I'm just going to put a little bit of E6000 here and here and here. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the hot glue. I just flung that glue stick and put a little bit here. Be careful when you're doing this, okay? Because you kind of don't want the two glues to really run into each other, because depending on the brand of the hot glue that you're using, I have noticed that it can affect the way that it sets up, okay? So I'm going to tilt this up so that I can see it. This does not have to be perfectly centered. I just tried to get it centered as possible. All right, so there's one in the middle. So now what I'm going to do is we're just going to continue on with these. I think I'm only going to put 4. And the glue is wanting to ooze out the end. I think I'm only going to put 4 because there's 8 in the package. So, you know, I'm just putting this like right here at the edge because I think these are really cute. And I want it to be able to really be seen around the edge. And if we can get this right on the edge, it's going to provide a lot of stability. So let's put this here. And then once I get all of these glued on, I'm going to make sure that this hot glue has thoroughly set up. I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to give it a good coat or two with this spray paint. All right, now let's see. This does not have to be perfect, y'all. I'm just trying to get it as straight a line as possible. All right, I think that'll do it, because if somebody comes into your house, removes your teapot, picks up your tray and says, this is not even, you know what? You need to pour that hot tea right over their head and send them back home. Anyway, we're going to glue this here. Looking good, I think. I can't really see because I'm sitting at an angle. And I know one of these was cracked. No, this one's okay. It's bad when your balls crack. It's a mite painful, I've heard. All right, let's put some hot glue here. All right, and we're going to stick that there. Right there, right there. All right, I think that's okay. Yeah, that looks good to me. All right, so like I said, I'm going to let this hot glue set up a little bit. And then I'm going to give it a coat or two with this spray paint. And then we'll come back and we will put in our layer of the shelf liner. All right, the paint has dried and it's still just a little bit sticky, a little bit tacky, but I'm guessing that you can see the texture of the paint here on camera. Woohoo! But yeah, you see that right there, how it kind of dimples? That's why I really like this paint. And then there is the bottom. Okay, so what I did is I can't find my roll of the white shelf liner. And I know I had a whole bag full of the white, and I'm thinking, you know what, because I went to the storage building a while ago, and I'm thinking that I may have grabbed the bag of white shelf liner and put it in the storage building. I'm thinking that's what happened. But anyway, I have this kind of grayish blue color. It's actually more gray in person than it is on camera, I can tell you that. But I just rolled it out, and then I took this and I flipped it over, traced around it, and then cut it out. And that is just going to fit right down in there so that when I set my little cup on there and my teapot, it's not going to go sliding around and making a mess. So anyway, there it is. I hope you like it. Pretty simple, but you know, it's very useful. Anyway, if you would please give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!